Okay, we got a good class. We're ready to go. It's because it's cool. And everybody in Michigan, see, when it cools off, then they come out of their caves and they want to get busy. So we're going to get busy. So what I'm going to tell you is, though, stepping. So what are we going to do? We're going to practice stepping on these, right? So I'm going to put that right there. Always, always, when you're going to do any kind of single leg challenge, and we're going to do it with weights today. And you notice I got my weight gloves on. Always have a bar, a chair. I'm going to use my chair to step in a little bit. So I'm going to use my bar. So you may not think you need it. That's fine. But you need to have it in your hands, whether you use it this way or whether you have it right here, just hovering, ready to put it on the floor in case. Because when you step up onto a surface, and if we step up onto these discs, they're compliant. That means they're moving all over the place. Okay, if it's non-compliant, it would be a cement block. But if you are stepping, especially if you have joints replaced, and even 2 inches, see, somebody would think, oh, I don't need anything for 2 inches. Yes, you do, especially if it is this type of a very spongy surface, okay? And so I can change it, I can use it here, but if I need it, it's there. So I'm going to do repeated stepping. And what am I going to do? I'm going to bring my leg forward and up. So for some of the work that we're going to do in this session, this type of a step and then a knee up is a great way to warm up. Let me just warn you one more time, and some of you won't believe me, but it's true. When you step up, even if you don't step up, let's say you just step out. So there's some of you who maybe aren't ready to step up even on a 2-inch high pad, but the pad is gonna throw you. That's the whole reason for me to go into this little tirade. Okay? When you step into that pad and then you go to bring your knee up, this is an insurance. You don't have to lean into it hard, but it's there. See, I have it free swinging. And when I come into here, if I'm too quick, even though this is a warm up, if you're too quick to bring that leg up, it's gonna throw you. Okay? It's supposed to. You just have to be ready for it. So whether you use this in this hand or this hand, whether you use it on the floor and you just lightly tap it, or whether you don't even have it on the floor, it's just hovering, okay, around the floor, that's okay. Because this, even this little 2-inch step and then pull the knee is going to get you warmed up like pretty quick. And again, slow down, because you start going and you're thinking, oh, no problem. And then you speed up and you don't think. You should be breathing through the nose, okay, as best as possible, breathing through the nose. And again, you can hold this here. And if you need it, see, it's very quick to put it down, and that'd be fine. Hold under and over, and then you can go like that very quickly. See how I'm holding? Take a breath. So it's just a step up, step back, step up, step back. And you notice I'm changing lead legs because I'm step, step, step. I'm not staying on one side. Take a breath. Now, when you start going too fast, you need to slow back. And how do you do that best? On the step up, you slow it down. Then you bring that up, that other leg up. See there? Take a big breath in through the nose. Try to step right in the middle of that pad so that you're not off to one side. Use your bar if you need it. Take a big breath. And now we're ready to go side side. Okay? So now we're going to go step. I'm going to come up and I'm going to go to the side. See that? And I can use this here. I can use it above the floor, or be ready to put it down and step side. So I'm going to step front to back. Then I'm going to go step, bring it up and over. And then you sink. So when you sink, you want to push the butt back. Drop your shoulders down. Take a big breath through the nose. Come up and back. So we're doing kind of a pattern here. So you have to start thinking a little differently, okay? So here's my pad. I'm going to step up. I'm going to bring my knee up, but then I'm going to go over. And it's that change of direction that's going to get you either over or under balancing, and you got to use this. Bring it up and then come back. Especially those of you with hips replaced. Yes, knee replaced, but hips for sure. When you come up and you're sponging all over the place with your foot, that's a good thing, but you got to be ready for it, okay? Then I come up and I go back. So I'm changing that direction with the hip mobility. See, I'm going to come up and I'm going to go side. I'm going to sink. And then I'm going to come right back here and I'm going to go back. Okay? And if you have a hip replaced, use your bar. You don't have to lean on it real hard, but it will help keep you from over leaning is the point. Then you come up and come back. So the whole time that you're doing this little run through, you are not only getting your brain going, getting your hips, your lower back, your knees, but also your ankle, especially your Achilles tendon. I think of Bonnie every time I go into things for the Achilles tendon. So, you know, she was always wanting something for that. See how I did that? See, you come down, you should be really feeling it through your ankle right there. Then you step off. So let me recap. When you are using a pad that we are using, it's a balance pad, but you're doing repeated work and you have joints that are compromised. And yes, if you have a joint replaced, it is compromised. Man, you have to be prepared to get into that move, okay? So once you've done that and you step up, now step forward, okay? Now we're using our feet, our knees, our hips, our back, all in a little differently, okay? And if you do it without having a bar close to the ground, it's just a matter of when, it's not a matter of if. You're gonna over or under balance. That sponge is gonna throw you and you're gonna be heading south, so to speak. So I'm telling you, drop those shoulders. Yeah, drop the shoulders, drop the chin, big breath, come up and over. And then come up and back over. And then switch, okay? Do it very slowly. Use this if you need to. I use it on this side when I feel that I'm over leaning. because that's my tendency on this side, because that's my hip replace side, okay? So I'm gonna do that 1 or 2 times more. I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna come over, and I'm gonna stay rib cage up. I'm gonna come back, and then I'm gonna switch, okay? I'm gonna use this if I need it. I'm coming up and I'm coming over, and then I'm gonna come up and back, okay? So even if you have only 2 inches lift on a step, that is a big deal, especially when it's spongy. Okay, I'm gonna put that down. We're gonna finish this part up. And here I am in my chair. You see that? See that? And I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna keep my hands right here. I'm gonna act as if I'm gonna step up on the chair. And some of you, this move is not gonna happen. I understand that, because this is quite a big move when you have knees and hips that are compromised. But if you can come up to a chair, I'm not gonna step up on it. Now, if you want to, I mean, that's up to you. But my disclaimer is, just put your foot here. Act like you're gonna come up on it. See, so I'm right here and I'm gonna go like that. See that? See, that's part of the training that I did on Friday. So this is part of jump training, actually. So I'm down here, my knee is bent, my shoulders are down. I'm gonna push off the toe as if I were gonna come up into the chair, just like that. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Keep your shoulders down. Do a little push. Do a little push off that toe. Push off that toe. Push. A push. A push. Just 3 more breaths. Keep that knee bent. A little bit soft. Not like bent, but soft. This one's very bent. Take a big deep breath. Back off. Bring that foot down. So it's up and then down. Okay. Now we're going to switch. Big breath. Other leg goes up on that chair. Okay. So when I put my hands here, I don't want to bend my back. Okay. I'm going to take a big breath, drop my shoulders. I'm pushing down. See, I'm not even going to grab it like this because I don't want to pull it or push it. And if you start to lose your balance, that's exactly what you're going to do. So I'm putting my hands right here. I'm pushing down. I'm leaning in from my hip. I'm pushing into my foot. And I'm going to act like I'm going to step up, but I don't. So basically what I do is go to my toe and then down. Okay. So if you can practice this type of modulation or modification, see, I don't jump, but it's the beginning of a jump training. It's right there into the toe box and down. And you actually put pressure in your front foot. So I'm going to act like I'm going to come down there and you feel a contraction, but you're on your toe. Okay. So this is what's necessary to really benefit from this kind of motion. Okay. So I'm going to push my hands down. I'm going to go up into my toe and I'm going to act like I'm going to put pressure into this leg, but I don't. Then I go back down. Got it? Then if you want to, you can do a tiny little press, but make sure that you have gone into that front leg right there. Woo, right there. Right there. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. Go. Go. It should be contracting right here. Push. You don't have to leave the ground at all. You're just going to the toe box, pressing and you're down, pressing and you're down, pressing and you're down, pressing and you're down. 2 more. Breath and breath. And bring it down and bring it down. Yay! I know. Who would have thought that you would get that breathless from just putting your foot in the chair? It's a very good move. Okay, we're gonna go straight from there to, and I hope that you have your leg weights. Okay, I got my leg weights. So I'm gonna put my leg weights on. Sorry, I didn't prep you and tell you we were gonna, I'll put it in the descriptors of this workout. I will definitely say, grab your leg weights. So many of you have your leg weights. You see what I'm doing? Just like I'm gonna tie my shoe. Where do you bend? You bend at your hips. Yes. Yes, and if you have arthritis that creates inflammation, fluid around the joint, you know, if you've got that thing going, you're going to feel a tightness. But once you get your leg weights on, you're good to go. But getting them on, you need to make sure, see, that you hip hinge and you come down with a very extended back. Okay, so yes, I'm doing this time again, because I want you to get used to moving through your hips with your shoulders down, keeping your chin tucked as you go down to either tie your shoe, put on a leg weight, take off a leg weight, whatever, that you're not rounding your back, number one. But number two, we've now done repeated stepping. We got warmed up. But now as we come down and we go to one side versus the other side, your feeling stretches through the groin. And if you've ever had a hamstring groin pull, whoo, you can tell that this really is effective in helping to loosen up a very tight groin. Okay, and so do it. And how do you remember these things? Somebody told me one time, oh, I just can't remember. Well, now you've got the YouTube thing that you can pull up. However, you tie your shoes, or you put on a sock, or you put on a shoe almost every day, right? That's when you're going to see what I'm doing. I'm really pushing my elbow right here as I come down this way. Woo, is that a stretch right in the groin? And then you come up and you don't round your back. You come back down, put your elbow in the side right there. You come down and you push this leg away as you're down here. Okay? And wow, does that help you move better? Okay, now I'm going to come up. I'm going to take a big breath through the nose. I am going to use my chair, but I'm going to use it differently this time. I'm going to turn it around. I still have it pressing down, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to step back and go into that heel. So I hope by now that everybody's gotten their leg weights on. I know I handed them out at school, handed out all those leg weights at school. Take a big deep breath, press it back down, drop your shoulders, come back up. So see, I'm just doing some repeated preparatory right now. So you should be stretching really nicely back there. And now we're going to take it back. And from right here, I'm going to load the front leg, and I'm not going to bend my knee because I want my gluteal to really activate. So I'm going to go up like that. See that? I'm going to go up. I'm pressing down. Try not to grab it because it'll go one way or the other, because that should tell you how much you're leaning if you happen to jar your chair. Press down. Stay centered. Are you ready? Tight tummy. Drop into this front knee. Okay. Press it forward. You're going to lean and then bring it up right there. And you're going to go tap, pull, tap, pull. So I want you to tap that toe, because I don't want you to turn that toe out. I'm gonna lift with that heel. I'm gonna lift with that heel. And here's my caution right here. Many of you are gonna be tempted to throw the leg. I want you to squeeze your gluteal. I want you to really contract your hamstring and your gluteal in order to get that lift. So it's right there. You keep this knee bent. You bring it right here, breath, right there, breath. Do not bend your leg and don't jerk to get it up there. Contract your gluteal. And the supported leg on the other side is going to be really screaming. Why? Because it's supporting this whole move right here. It's supposed to get pretty tight, okay? So bring the leg up, do a little knee bend rock, okay? Just to recover, drop your shoulders. Okay, you ready? Take the other leg back. So when you take it back, you bend the front knee right there. See that? If I didn't bend that front knee, I would just take it back and I would just throw my back out trying to get this leg up, okay, with that leg weight on the end of my lever. So this is nothing more than physics for my mechanical engineers out there. So if I want to affect where the move is coming from, okay, I gotta contract and keep that leg, the length long. Big breath, and I'm gonna go push, and I'm gonna go pull. Yeah. Okay, tighten your gluteal or contract it in order to lift, just like that. And I'm pressing down on my chair. Pull right there. Pull right there. Do not turn that toe out. And slow down. Some of you get in here and you, number one, you hold your breath. I know you do. Okay, how do I know this? Because I know my slugs. So when you come down here and you're ready to go, breathe in right now. And then exhale, squeeze the gluteal and inhale, okay? So breathe in right now, and then exhale. And as you're holding it, breath out, and then you come back down. Breathe in, and right there, right there. Take a big breath, and you can do repeated lifts if you don't start slinging, okay? Keep this knee soft, press down, press the shoulders down. Oh, squeeze that butt right there. Big breath, right there. Keep the toe down, headed down, right there. Big shot in the rear end there. And this one should be burning as well. Now, when you have hips replaced, you're not going to feel those contractions quite the same. And you have to make sure that you're trying to fire the correct muscles. That's why I warn you about over-leaning. Take a breath. Take a breath. Just two more, just two more. Here we go. One more. And bring it in. Woo! Okay. Now, do you remember the very beginning of this class when we put our foot up in there? I'm not going to, but that was a practice to get you ready to do this kind of a thing. Now, I have my little balance pad right here. If I wanted to make this whole next segment much more challenging, I would step right in the middle of that balance pad. Okay, but At the same time, I have my chair here, pressing down, or I would have my little bar. These are for safety precautions. Now, if in your situation, you're next to a wall, great. A counter, great, do that. Now, I'm not going to put this down. I'm just going to have it here if I need it. But my foot is right in the middle. Take a big breath, drop my shoulders. Step into, put your pressure on your foot. Some of you are curling your toes. So as you start to elevate in order to bring this leg up, see, I'm going to come right up here. And so here's the deal. You have to bring your foot from the back up. Then you have to not hit the edge and come down. So it's a big move, okay? And some people would say, oh, you're just being too careful. No. When you are dealing with knee replacements, hip replacements, feet that don't pull up correctly, you have to be very orchestrated intently on how you're moving. And you see how I'm slowed down? I'm doing that for a reason. So I'm just using this if I need it. Here's this if I need it. I'm going to come up, and I actually have my hand, my open hand, on the chair, just pushing down on it. Keep your knee bent. Take a big deep breath. Now you're going to go all the way back and down, okay? So that you don't hit your toe on the edge of that balance pad, okay? Now uncurl your toes. Some of you have curled your toes up, I know it. And then we're gonna go back down. Take a big breath. Okay, we're gonna change it up. Stay with me. Here I come, I'm right here. And now what am I gonna do? Bend this knee first, and then I'm gonna come down and put my heel there and bring it back up. I'm gonna come right down here, heel, and then come back up. Drop your shoulders, real tight tummy. Yes. See how I'm just coming down, uncurl your toes. Big breath in through the nose. Here we go. Breath in through the nose. Bend that knee, come down. So see, in essence, even though you think the work is being done in this front leg, it's the leg that's on the little step that's really working. Keep your toes from curling, and you're doing little mini squats is what you're doing. You're doing little, not all the way squats, but you're doing a single leg squat effort, okay? Breath. Okay, I've got like 2 more. Big breath, okay? And then I come back. So you should be just kicking right here, here. Woo, yeah. Bring that foot off. Now, once you've done that, you turn your toe out, the one that you just stepped with. You turn it out. Yeah, just like that. Take a big breath. Just let it recover for just a second. Then you bring it back. Then you do the other one, just like that. See there? Just that turn. And then a little shifting. Ooh, that really helps recover. We got a great class here this morning. Hi to everybody, especially if you haven't been with us for a while. Yeah, we're still hitting it. Okay, now I'm going to put the other foot up. Okay, so this one's going to go up now. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. So figure out which one is opposite what you were doing. Okay, I know that's a whole different class if you can't figure that one out. There's a joke there, but not really. Okay, so here I am on my other foot. So what am I going to do? The first segment here, I have my bar in place. You may not want to use it. Just leave it above. See, like this. So if in case I need to put it down, I can. I have my hand here. I'm going to lean into that front leg and I'm going to leave the ground. I'm going to bring it up as high as I can. And then I'm going to put it back down. And I'm going to go back a little further than what I think that I need to. So here I go, all the way back. Okay. And you roll into the heel. So now you shift into this supportive leg that's really wobbling all over. Okay. And you bring that leg up and you do not lock this knee. Okay. Big breath, drop your shoulder right here, then go way back and roll into the heel. Yes. Take a big breath into the nose. Here we go. Shift first. Press down. Then you lift it up. Right there. Take a big deep breath. Through the nose, keep shoulders down. Way back. Roll it in. Okay. So this type of work on not only the muscles around the knee, around the hip, but especially around your ankle and foot. Very important. See, hold that up there. Now get ready, go way back. Okay. And at the same time, and the reason I'm encouraging you to have a bar here and a chair here is because you're on a very compromising step. Yeah, it's only 2 inches, but it's compromising. And then I'm going to go way back and come into that, roll into that heel. So I'm opening at my hip flexor big time. I'm really stretching through that heel. We got 2 more of these. Drop your shoulders. You ready? Here we go. Shift first. Okay, now you're over that leg steady. Now you come into the lift. Okay, and it's still gonna throw you everywhere. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Big breath through the nose. Here we go, way back. Woo. Did I say 2? Okay, 1 more. Sorry. Here we go. All the way up. Right there, right there, right there. Be careful with your back. Some of you are going to want to throw your back when you bring that knee up. Don't do it. Step way back and roll into that heel. Okay, now you ready for the second part? So, my leg weights, I think they're 10 pounds. I need to check them. It can be anywhere between 5 to 10 pounds, depending on you. Here we go. Shift first. You got the shift? Now, uncurl your toes. Use this if you need to lightly. Bring that knee up. And now you are going to bend this knee and you're going to come down with your heel. Okay? So bring it up, bend, and come down with that heel. And come back up. Big breath, drop your shoulders. Here we go. Bend, 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 bend. Heel plant. Okay, and you're doing all of this with a weight around that ankle. Take a big breath. Tight tummy, tight tummy. Pressing down, shoulders down. This is big time ankle, big time hip. Woo, quad. Breath. Drop your shoulders. Here we go, down, 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 down. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Yes, bring that knee all the way up. Here we go, bend, bend, bend. Heel. Yeah, keep that toe up. It's one of the best ways to get that tibialis anterior trained a little bit better so that it can do hill walking. Here we go, just 3 more, just 3 more. Stay with me, stay with me. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Hit that heel. Bend, 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 bend. 1 more, 1 more. Take a breath. Right there. And come back up and down. Woo! I know it. You're calling me bad names right now. I understand that. Take a big deep breath. See? And I can tell you, those of you with both hips replaced, yeah, you're going to be saying, I don't feel it that much here or here or here. I know it. You had a lot of things cut in order to get that, and stressed and strained in order to get that hip replaced. And so your muscles, the nerves, they're not going to be the same. But we want to keep the muscles around that joint as strong as possible. Here's our bar. I have my legs with weights on them. I'm going to come right here and just, do you see how I did that little step out? See that? I didn't really leave the ground, did I? Okay. I have this bar here. I'm on the floor now. I'm not on my pad. All right. So this is one where you may feel like you want to put both hands on the bar and put it right here in front of you, because we're going to totally shift our body now. And instead of just doing this little step over and shifting, I'm going to encourage you to stay on one leg and then step out and step in. Do you see how I bent my knee there and I stepped out and in? Yeah. So I didn't shift my whole body like this. Okay. That turning on the shifting, turning off the shifting, this is central to avoiding falls. The ability to lower your center of gravity, no matter if you're on one leg or two legs, okay, huge in fall prevention and keeping your balance. It's this ability to not shift or to shift. See, I'm going to shift. See, I just shifted. Okay, you got to go through this. You got to practice this, especially if you have joints replaced. Everything works a little differently after that. You don't have the pain, but you got to learn to move differently. Okay, now let's do the work. You ready? So a tiny bit of a hip hinge, not much, but the knee is soft. Absolutely. Okay, but not a big hip hinge. The knee is soft. Do you see how I'm using my pole? I could use my chair. I could use a wall. But this now free swings out and back. And the biggest thing is not turning that little foot, okay? Which is what everybody wants to do. That means you've rotated your hip. I don't want to rotate your hip, not now. I want to keep the toe forward or in so that I really feel it here. Okay? So here we go. Right there. Keep this knee soft. Do not bend too much, either in the hip or your back. Rely on your little bar. Do not shift. Big breath. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your toe almost turned into the inside of you. Okay? Just like that. Knee soft. Boom. Tight tummy. Yes. This hip is just like screaming. Ugh. And I can feel it on this one because this is my non-replaced hip for now. Take a breath. Take a breath. Do not turn that toe up. Do not. Breath. Stay with me. Don't turn it up. Keep it turned forward or in to the instep. Yes. Okay. Toe down. So the one you have to give recovery to is this one. So turn it out. I know it. So now I'm going to work my hip replace side. It's not going to feel the same, but I'm attempting to help you hit those muscles. Okay, you may not feel it the same, but by turning your toe out like that, it should be totally recovered now. Okay, so I'm going to step over here because I'm going to work this side now. This side is going to be my stability one. Okay, so before I do that, I'm hip width apart, pretty much. See that? Here's my little bar. Yeah, I'm just going to take that bar, put it behind me. This is Kay's favorite move right here. Kay, you can do this all day. Drop your shoulders. That's a big deal here. And then pull your chin in. Say rib cage up. So look what I'm doing. I'm doing tiny little shifting. And how am I doing that? I can do it either through the hips and keep my knees totally locked, or bend the knees slightly. In other words, soften the joint. See this shifting? This is very restorative. This little shifting. Think about where your feet feels the pressure. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your shoulders down. And then do slight turns. See this? Just a slight turn. Keep your chin tucked. Look. Chin tucked. Look. Chin tucked. Look. Just a few. Okay, now we're just about ready. Okay? So you can keep those elbows down there. I do not suggest you doing one-legged challenges with your hands like this. You'll be heading to the floor quicker than you know. But we've stayed here for a good minute at least. And that's what I'm trying to encourage you to do, is drop your shoulders, just hook your elbows over a bar like this. And you don't have to go buy anything special. Just go out in your utility closet and find a broom handle, okay? So now I'm going to shift right here into this supported leg because this is the moving leg, okay? So I'm going to hang on here, and this is my hip replace side, okay? So what does that mean? That means I might have to have two supports. So if you have a wall and you have this, great. If you have a chair, move it so that you can use it on one side and this on the other. And why am I so persnickety about this? Because I don't want to over lean, and that's my go-to cheater move. And how did I learn all this? Because I watch my students and I know exactly how to cheat with these moves. Okay, so I'm going to press down so that I don't over lean, because this is my hip replace side, okay? My knee is soft, and then I pull my toe up. So here's the deal. Some of you are like, oh, enough of that already. And you're the very one that has either turned their ankle, you're having, maybe you have drop foot issues, okay? Here's what happened to calf. This right here, you have to stay in dorsiflexion on this, see? I'm in dorsiflexion on my foot. My knee is soft, it's not locked, but I'm not bending forward hardly at all, okay? It's pretty much on that whole foot. So I'm just going to take this out, and check yourself. When you're out here this far, make sure you're pressing down, not over leaning, number one. But number two, don't turn that toe. Don't turn that toe up. If anything, turn it in, because I'm trying to get your adductors and your abductors. Those are the muscles, ligaments and tendons involved in this type of a move, out and in. It's a very important move, your abductors and adductors, in keeping your balance. Say rib cage up, keep your shoulders down, keep that toe headed forward. I'm doing all this against a leg weight. Take a big deep breath. If I feel myself leaning too much, I will stop, straighten up. How do you straighten up? You drop your shoulders and you say rib cage up, and you say soften my knee. That's what you do. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. No magic. It's just you being aware. Okay, take a big breath. Okay, I'm starting to feel it now in this hip, which is what I want. Now, the movement happens with the adductors and abductors, but the gluteal is the one that is hitting on this side. See this move? Yeah, I'm starting to feel it over there too. Don't turn your toe. Don't go fast. Breath, breath. Hang in there, hang in there. Okay, three more right now. Breath, don't overlean, don't overlean. 2 and 1 more. 3. Ha! Turn that toe out. Yeah, because that stabilized you for that whole stinking move. I know. Those moves, very important, especially with a leg weight that is challenging, okay? See, I just turn that toe out, no problem. Big breath. All right. Now, very important move coming up here. And we're going to accomplish this. We're going to go ahead and use our little pad. See, I have my leg weights on. So I'm going to go pick up the pad. If you don't think about it, you might not move in a way that's going to be helpful. So why am I doing this? Because I want to elevate 2 inches. Because I want to be able to swing my leg without getting it caught on the ground. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to take my hand, the opposite hand of the leg that I'm going to lift, like that, is going to go back here. And why is that? Because I don't want you caving on me. I don't want you coming down like this. Okay? So say rib cage up, drop your shoulders, take one hand, put it, hook it in your kitchen chair right there. See that? I'm setting back. I'm gonna say rib cage up. Then I'm going to lift my leg just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to do my curl, see? Or my extension right there. Breath. See, I've got my arm back here. This is opening the chest wall right over here. I put this in here just for K. Okay, right here, see that? Yeah, say rib cage up. Yeah, you still have to say rib cage up even though this is pulling you over here, see? See, this is 2 inches up because I'm sitting on the pad. And now with that leg weight, I can really address the muscles right above the knee, which we have to keep strong, which if you don't overload them at least once, if not twice in a week, then you tend to start losing them. Take a breath. Okay, I'm feeling it, right? Okay, bring it up here and now do little tiny flicks. Say rib cage up. So it's a flick right there, flick, a flick right there. Breath, toe is up. 2 more, 1 more, right there. Come back. Woo! Go right here. So see, it's okay to bend forward. Just don't round your back. That's the point. Now, there may be some people that are so tight that you can't come forward unless you've rounded your back. Well, then you can't go down that far. You have to put your hands here, drop your shoulders, and come forward as far as you can. You should be able to put your elbows down and come in here, but maybe you can't for whatever reason. So this actually is a very nice recovery move right here, but it's because I've hip hinged, okay? And I've come down, I didn't round my back. All right, now this leg is gonna go up. Take a big deep breath in your nose. Chin is tucked. Take my arm. See how I just bring it right back there? You can go back as far as you want to. You can reach or you can hook it down. It depends on how long your arms are, how short your arms are, all of that. But you should feel a big stretch right here, right? Drop your shoulders. Yeah, you're gonna be turning a little bit. Tighten. You're gonna bring, see, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm gonna bring the knee up a tiny bit, and then I'm gonna just straighten it out there. See, I'm doing a extension of my lower leg right there. See that? So I'm going to keep my knee from heading south. How do I do that? Don't open and point your knee out that way. Keep your toe coming straight up. Now say rib cage up. Big breath. Here we go. Big breath. Drop your shoulder. Big breath. And see, because I'm sitting on this pad, I can swing that under with my foot in dorsiflexion. So this is a lot of dorsiflexion today against a weight. Take a big deep breath. Bring it all the way up until you feel this right here. Just really contract. Hesitate for just like 1 second. And then come back. Say rib cage up. Yeah. Keep that going back there. Here we go. Big breath. Here we go. Big breath. Yeah, in through the nose. Okay, 2 more. Then we're going to do those little flicks. Okay, rib cage up. Are you ready? Here we go, right here. And then just go bend, just a tiny little bend, and then an up, down. See that? Contract. Should be kicking this right here, right here. So anybody with knee and or hip replacements, I'm telling you, this is a good way to get these muscles around those joints to keep firing. Rib cage up. Big breath. Keep that toe up. Okay, 2 more. We're almost there. Okay. Come down your elbows. Drop your chin. Drop your shoulders. Yes. Take a big breath. Okay. Take one arm, I don't care which, and go under your leg. See this, how I'm turning and I'm pulling and I'm looking over my shoulder right there and I'm pulling myself. Take a big breath through the nose. Then you come center and you come up. And you're going to do it the other side. So you're up 2 inches. You got leg weights on your legs. Take your opposite arm. It's going to thread under. You're going to grab your chair leg and you're going to look back over your shoulder. Just keep pulling. Make sure your back is not flexed. It is extended. Pull. Grab that kitchen chair table leg and pull, 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 pull. Big breath, pull, big breath, pull. Yay. Okay. Now we're going to go from there into upper body work. Okay. Still have our leg weights on for a reason. All right. I'm just going to put my hands right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to just press down. I don't know if you saw me do that, but look at my shoulders. A lot of you put your hands back here right behind the rear end and you go into your move with your shoulders way up here. Okay. So try not to do that. So what are you going to do? You're going to drop your shoulders. Number 1, you're going to tighten up in your tummy. Number 2, you're going to push through the palms, through the heel of the hand. I don't mean the palms, the heel of the hand. But your shoulders are down and your hips are going to come right off that chair. Okay? Once you've come off that chair, just like that, you're going to shift. There's that word again. You're going to shift. You're going to bring that leg up. You're going to shift. You're going to bring the other leg up. And if you've had joints replaced, especially hips, you're going to have to think about this. Okay? Some of you have locked your arms. Okay? If you can, soften your elbows, but drop your shoulders. Breath. Drop your shoulders, soften your elbows, and just shift and bring that leg up with that weight. Shift, bring that leg up. Okay? Here we go. Bring the leg up and just do a little tiny press out. You notice I didn't say kick. I said a press out. Breath. Bring that up. Press. Here we go. Press and sit. I know it. All right. Big breath, yes. We're gonna use our pillow one more time for sure with the leg weights. And this is going to be, it's a move we've done before, but it's a move that many of you avoid on stairs. Now, anytime you get up from a chair and you move around and you have leg weights, be very cautious. See what I'm doing? I'm going to put that in such a way that I can use my chair and my bar again. Now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what the heck I'm doing. Okay. See this? So my feet are going to go right here. Right here. Make sure you get them far enough up, but not so far that you can't let your heels down. See what I just did? And I've got my leg weights on. So I'm doing all of this with leg weights, okay? So stretching out those heels, it's a great stretch. Make sure your feet are on the pad enough so that you can keep a knee a little bit soft, not bent. And then put your heels down. You got it? Now, if you can do this without holding anything, great. But it's there if you need it. Now go into that toe box, lift those heels, and we're doing a couple together. Take a big deep breath. Right there. Right there. So you're rocking and rolling through the feet, into the toe box, down into the heels, into the toe box, down into the heels. And you're going to start feeling it on your heels. On your calf pretty quickly. Okay. And it's about then that you want to go to 1 foot. So what are you going to do? You're going to bend one knee up here, and then you're going to drop the heel and press. Drop the heel and press. Drop the heel on one leg. See, I just have this little leg hovering over the pillow. It's a lot. I know. Then you put that one down. And it's not a matter of how many can I do, it's how many can you do before that calf muscle is screaming and saying, you gotta stop. Okay, other leg. See, it's straight. I'm gonna bring this one up. Now I'm gonna come up, drop the heel, up, drop the heel, drop your shoulders. Big deep breath. Don't curl your toes. Okay, here we go. Press right into the toe box. And then drop your heel into the toe box, drop your heel. So those of you who walk a lot, let's say you're involved in any kind of sport, dancing especially, biking, whoa, this will facilitate a better motion around your ankle, your foot, your calf. My calf now is just screaming. Take a breath. Do a couple more if you can. And back down. And back down. Whoa. Then you put your foot in dorsiflexion and you push your butt back like a little, like a bow. I was going to say a curtsy, but I got guys in here. You're bowing. See this? Whoa. Yeah, that helps to take care of that ankle for sure. Okay. I'm standing. I want to get these leg weights off. What do? Step wide, hip hinge, come down, release, release, and release. And you are good to come back up, just like that. Okay. Now we're going to do a couple of very classic moves to get your upper body going again. Okay. Oh, time flies when you're having fun. So you're going to come right here. You're going to step back with your knees bent. You're going to bring your elbows in and just do presses right here. And if you can do some good presses from your chair, And I'm using a modification here, okay? I'm just coming down with the elbows and pressing up, down with the elbows, pressing up. Keep your shoulders down. If you can keep doing a set or two of these against the wall or on this chair, I'm telling you, you won't lose your arm muscles. Breath and breath, and come back up and come back up and open. Woo! And give yourself a big hug. Come into a W, go into a T, go into a Y, and then give yourself a big hug with your shoulders down. Step one side, step the other side. So if you did that whole thing today with a pretty good leg weight, you should feel a little trembling in your legs. That's a good thing. Okay.